The patch notes have just dropped for Diablo Immortal's incoming update. Inside of this is a lot of events that are returning, which is really cool, but also the gems that we were speaking about last week. We may have some changes coming. Make sure you stick around so you know everything going on. Plus, on top of that, check this out. G Fuel just sent me a Diablo Immortal edition of G Fuel. How cool is that? Plus, a whole other table full of stuff. So it was pretty cool, actually. Thank you, G Fuel, for the stuff. Make sure you guys go check out them for G Fuel related products. Not sponsored at all, by the way. All right, gobble up rewards from the Harvest Bounty Holiday event. All right, we have the holidays coming. They mentioned the 42 new legendaries that we got. I just got a bunch of them for my Blood Knight because I am playing the Blood Knight, not the Barbarian, which was fantastic. This update's going to be dropping on November 8th. But let's dive inside and see what's part of it. We have Harvest Bounty Holiday event, returning events, feature updates, which is really the most important part here, and then bug fixes. So we have a Harvest Bounty Holiday event. As you can see, you can get a bunch of different rewards throughout here. It looks like some type of a bingo board. Complete tasks to fill tiles on the Harvest Bounty board. Win final rewards by filling all tiles. Essentially, all you have to do here, in my what my thought is, because I haven't played it, of course, is play the game, get rewards for it. The more you play, the more rewards you can get, and you could completely fill out the grid. You also can get yourself some Talorc Pearls, some legendary gems, or a legendary gem, and a bunch of resources, which is nice as well. This is going on from November 17th through December 1st. They also have 6 Revelers bundles that'll be added to the shop in celebration of the holiday. Head to the in-game shop on November 17th to check them out. This is for all you whales that are just always waiting for new bundles to come. New bundles are coming. You know, some people get really excited about that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's happening. Returning events. Trial of the Hordes. I like Trial of the Hordes. It's probably one of my favorites, where you face off against another person on the other side of the wall and take on hordes of enemies. When you take on the hordes quickly, you send more to your opponent. It's just a lot of fun. That's going on from November 10th through the 17th. We have an all clans on deck event coming, which is going to give you more rewards just for doing things that you do inside of the game. We say this a lot, but that's what a lot of events are like. All clans on deck is nothing special, but it's going to get you rewards going on from November 11th through the 19th. Wild Brawl is returning from the 17th through the 24th. Now, is that any overlap? Nope. As you can see, Trial of the Hordes will end. Then we have Wild Brawl, which is the Battle Royale style mode, which actually, the last time it was here, I didn't get to play much. And my thoughts here, I feel like when you're doing Wild Brawl, you have to invest 15 minutes into the game mode. But when you're doing something like Trial of the Hordes, it's a 2 to 3 minute round, so it's much easier to dive into, especially when you have your grind to do as well. But Wild Brawl is a great mode. It's very good for all players, even if you don't pay for the game and you play for free. 17th through the 24th. Hungering Moon is also coming back from the 18th through the 24th. This is just another event inside of the game where you get rewarded for doing things you would already do. It's not a gameplay mode, it's just a reward system. We all know this one. Now, featured updates. This is what we were here for, because the auxiliary gem inlay and gem power transfer. Do you recall when we were talking about this last week? Here, let me actually show you something here. Let me bring you over, because we were just talking about this, and here, check it out. China's secret, this video right here, and we had another one, which, let's see if I can get it over here. China's secret. Let me manipulate this a little bit. And new gem system. We spoke of this. We knew that something was going on over in China. Now it's going to be coming over here, it seems. Auxiliary gem inlay. Let's go through this in depth. Players can place an extra auxiliary legendary gem into an already equipped legendary gem. The primary gem's affix will be replaced by the new auxiliary gem at rank 1. Resonance, combat rating, and magic find bonus will be based upon the primary gem. So you're keeping all of those stats, but you're able to get the new ability or the new affix or what it actually does from the rank 1. The auxiliary gem must have at least the same quality or the same star rating as the primary, and you cannot have duplicate gems equipped in either the primary or auxiliary slot. We discussed this, and this is a nice way for you to be able to have to not grind every single 5-star gem in the game. And it seems that this is only taking part for 5-star gems. Developers note, players invest both a great deal of resources and time into ranking up their legendary gems, so deciding to try out a new legendary gem hasn't been an easy decision. We've added this feature with the intent that it will allow players to try the new legendary gems without giving up the combat rating and resources associated with their highly ranked gems. The question here is, and I'm not sure of it, maybe you guys are, if you are, you could let me know your thoughts down below. In doing this, could it be, if I have a Blood-Soaked Jade, rank 10, 5 out of 5 stars, and I say to myself, you know what, I want to test out a Seeping Bile, but I only have a 5-star rank 1. If I were to take it and throw it into that slot, would that Seeping Bile then be as effective as put into the Blood-Soaked Jade's auxiliary slot as it would be if I ranked it up to 10 stars, rank 10, 5 out of 5 stars? Would it be the same thing? Or would I be at a disadvantage in some way? Is it temporary? I don't believe it's temporary. So essentially what I'm thinking is you can get a 10 out of 10, rank 10, 5 out of 5 star gem of any nature and then just place another 5 out of 5. So you can purchase gems that have a lot less expense to them, ones that are less valuable, ones that are easier to rank up and less platinum cost from the market, and then take one of the more expensive ones, put it in the auxiliary slot, and have essentially paid less for a rank 10, 5 out of 5 star gem of your cost. We'll see how that all plays out, but it seems nice that the developers are doing something to kind of make, they're addressing the issue there, which is a lot of spend. When you get to a rank 10, you're talking about a lot of spend anyway. Gem Power Transfer. In-depth discussion, here we come. This legendary gem feature allows players to utilize the gem power of 5-star legendary gems they've stopped using without losing them. This feature consists of 3 interacting parts: extraction, infusion, and transfer. Only 5-star, any star rating, legendary gems of at least rank 2 can be extracted, infused, and transferred. Note that these actions will not change the quality or rank of the gem involved. All right, so now we're going to get into what is extraction, infusion, and transfer. Extraction first. This option removes the gem power from a legendary gem, rendering it dormant and depositing the gem power in your inventory. A dormant gem cannot be upgraded, nor can it be socketed into equipment. It can, however, be used as an auxiliary gem. If the gem was unbound or bound, then the subsequent gem power will follow suit. Okay, next we have the infusion. So essentially you're taking a gem with a lot of power behind it, making it dormant rather than breaking it down and then having it gone forever. Infusion. This option transfers gem power into a dormant legendary gem to return it to full functionality. Gem power and other legendary gems can be consumed to perform an infusion. If the dormant gem being infused is unbound or bound, then any material used must also be unbound or bound to maintain that status. That means whether you could sell it or not. Note that legendary gems consumed for infusion are treated as when players use a legendary gem for gem power. Okay, and now we have the transfer element. Like infusion, transfer is about getting gem power back into a dormant legendary gem, returning it to full functionality. The notable difference is that initially a player must choose another eligible legendary gem that's a 5-star, any star rating, and at least rank 2 to supply gem power. The power supplying gem will be rendered dormant, and the previous dormant gem will be returned to full functionality. If the gem power supplying power in the transfer is not sufficient, the player will be prompted to make up the difference as they were infusing with other materials, gem power or other legendary gems. When using multiple materials in transfer, the original power supplying gem will still be rendered dormant, but the supporting materials Follow the rules of infusion and will be fully consumed. These rules concerning unbound or bound status will apply in the transfer. What is the developer's note here? Because honestly, this gets a bit confusing. In addition to that, this is something that really only players who are really going heavy on 5-star gems are gonna be messing with. People that like myself that really mess with 1s and 2s, we probably won't really get our hands on this too much, but it is a great feature for those that do. Here's the developer's note. Coupled with the new auxiliary gem feature, we believe the ability to shift around gem power to boost new legendary gems while keeping that gem in the player's ownership gives way to increased character build flexibility, and I happen to agree. This is actually very good, so you don't feel stuck or you don't have to break things down every time. We're excited to see how the feature allows players to better utilize the power of underutilized legendary gems in their collection. It's worth noting, this has already released in China, and it has been tested in China, so they must already know that it's liked by the players and that it is not giving a huge hit to the developers in the pocket, in the wallet. Remember, they wouldn't do this if they lost a ton of money doing it. It's a quality of life and it's a nice feature for players, and clearly it's not going to affect them in their wallet too much because of the change. Maybe people are going to want to get more legendary crests and spend more because of this. Either way, very good change coming to the game, although a little bit of confusion comes along with it. We will have to test it out and show it to you guys when it's live in game. Field of view increase. The in-game camera's field of vision has been automatically increased, allowing players on all platforms to see more of their surroundings at a glance. We believe the change will improve the gameplay experience for players. Before the view increase, after the view increase. Before, after. Notice you're getting a little bit more of the tree in the center, the heliquary. You're getting a little bit more of the walkway. All right, it seems like they zoomed out a little bit. Basically, I think that's what happened here. The zoom out happened. So does that mean that we're gonna have smaller characters? It looks like we may. All right, we'll see how that is. Immortals and Shadows have some changes. If a player transitions from being an Immortal to a Shadow and wins Challenge of the Immortal with their new joined clan, they will be unable to become an Immortal again since they were an Immortal in the previous cycle. Class balances. Oh, God. I hope they don't bust up my Blood Knight again. General. The damage players deal to summons is reduced by 200%, from 200 to 150 in Battleground and Rite of Exile. This is a buff to the Necromancers, being that their summons are going to take less damage. Barbarian skill. Max charge increased from 1 to 2. Wow, that's huge. Yeah, I have Leap in my Leapfrog Barbarian build, which is on the channel. That's a huge buff to that. Barbarian items, the Leap charge is increased. We have Demoralized cooldown reduced from 30 to 20. Demoralized cooldown reduced from 16 to 12, depending on the item that you're using. Determination, fully charged damage from the Furious Charge increased by 20%. Time to full Furious Charge reduced from 1 second to 0.5. Furious Charge max from 2 to 3. Wow. And the shield that the Barbarians get after Leap is going to be immune to knockback. Wow. That's some big changes. For the good, for the Blood Knight. I mean, for the Barbarian. And the Necromancer summons got a nice buff too. Blood Knight skills. Abomination. Of all... activation of the skill now damages nearby enemies in addition to causing fear. Duration of fear is increased from 2 to 3. Cooldown 15 to 12. Abomination's Blood Rush. Skill range reduced from 7 to 5 meters. Maximum charges increased from 1 to 2. Knockback to affect enemies players. Abomination. Shattering Fists. The third attack in the series will additionally stun for 2 seconds. All right, what changes here with items? Ageless Cross. Umbral Lance cooldown reduced from 12 to 9. Umbral Lance max charges increased from 1 to 2. Okay, Umbral Lance may be a playable skill right here. Horn of the Hex, siphon blood damage reduced by 10%. Come on, I used that one too. And Umbral Lance maximum charges increased from 2 to 3. So Umbral Lance is going to make its way into Blood Knight builds just from these items, as you can see. Crusader skill, consecration cooldown reduced from 15 to 12. That's nice. The items of the Crusader. Essence Mastery no longer reduces cooldown of shield charge, increasing damage bonus from 10 to 19%. We have Heaven Squints. Reduce the amount of screen shake because of the casting judgment. Greatly increase the movement speed of the light beam from judgment and increase damage by 80%. Long palm, sweep attack damage is increased by 15%. Maximum charge is increased from 1 to 2. Many-eyed Aegis. Consecration cooldown reduced from 15 to 12. That's nice. Parrying plates. Conjuration of light duration increased from 4.5 to 5.5 seconds. And shield charge damage increased by 38%. Shield charge cooldown reduced from 16 to 12. So a little good and a little bad there for our Crusader friends. Demon Hunter, Daring Swing reduced from 10 to 9 seconds. And the animation skill time is reduced. Knife Trap, cooldown reduced from 12 to 9. Skill range increased from 6 to 8 meters. Arming time has been reduced significantly to the point where traps deploy almost immediately. Okay, that's nice, more playable. But now we have something here for the items of the Demon Hunter. Daring Swing cooldown reduced from 10 to 9. We already saw that. So now for all of these items that are being listed right here, we see Knife Traps cooldown reduced from 12 to 9. The range from 6 to 8. This is all set already. Knife Traps arming time has been reduced to almost immediately. Why are they repeating this stuff? Since arming time has been adjusted, the function of the legendary items has also changed and no longer affects arming time. Hitting an enemy with a primary attack now reduces the cooldown of Knife Trap. Oh, cool. I like that. Monk skill, 7-sided strike. The damage is increased. All right, Monk getting a little bit of love. Monk items, 7-sided strike damage is increased by 18%. 7-sided, we also have chill effect duration of 7-sided strike increased from 3 to 6. Wow, 7-sided strike will be in your builds. 7-sided strike damage is increased by 14% from that piece. And Essence Mastery no longer reduces cooldown, instead increases damage bonus from 10 to 19. Big buff right there for the Monk. Monk players will be happy. Necromancer. We got a bunch of changes here. Is it for the good or bad? First things first. Corpse Explosion. Damage fall off from hitting a target with multiple explosions reduced from 30 to 20. Lone Preserver. Damage fall off. Hitting a target with multiple corpse. We just said that. Surge and Stillness. Same thing. Corpse move 30% faster. Silt Strider. Bone Armor's duration of effect has been reduced from 4 to 2 seconds. Wow. That's a nerf. This will allow for a quicker corpse generation. Bone Armor's duration of effect has been reduced. That's not good. The total damage is reduced by 27%, but damage per tick increased by 57%. Bone Armor's cooldown is reduced 12 to 8. And Tremendous Boil. Damage fall off from hitting a target, we said from 30 to 20 per hit. Fear detonation damage increased by 33%. So they definitely reworked how all of that looks. And finally, our Wizard. Black Hole cooldown reduced from 20 to 18 seconds. Wizard items. Explosion delay from Black Hole reduced from 2 to 1.5 seconds. Explosion damage from Black Hole increased by 30%. Max Black Hole charges increased from 1 to 2. Black Hole cooldown reduced from 12 to 6 seconds. And Black Hole no longer knocks back and stuns. We have Crust Claw. Damage duration against continual damage effects has been decreased from 40 to 46, 52, 58, from 30, 35, okay. Respectively, Essence Mastery values included. And Silver Lining, a single direct hit from Black Hole now increases damage you deal by 15%. Multiple hits no longer required to trigger. We also have the Black Hole up to 28.5%. Damage bonus duration increased from 2 to 6 seconds. And Sprite Spark skills and primary attacks can now be used during the living lightning created by Lightning Nova. I don't typically go through all the changes like that, but we figured we would here today. Lots are changing with gems. Confusing stuff, But as soon as we get it in our hands, we'll be able to see how that all feels. Remember, all of these changes are going to begin on November 8th when this update drops.